Hi, and welcome to 5 Questions from Peers, brought to you by CMO Peer Talks community. Here we chat with inspiring marketing leaders whose careers brim with fearlessness, innovation, and creativity. So buckle up and let's jump right in.
Welcome, Jessica. Are you ready to kick off 5 Questions to Peers to a multi-unit restaurant marketing pro?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
What's one marketing tactic from the fast food world that you'll never use at Dig, no matter how effective it was in the past for you?
Definitely the dollar menu. That's a tactic that is very effective for fast food brands like Taco Bell and Burger King. But we have a very different consumer profile at Dig. I will say that no matter the brand, I do believe that everyone is a value customer, but value looks different for different guest profiles. So I think for us, sometimes even thinking about how our meals compare to buying all the ingredients yourself and trying to make it at home, that's where we provide value. I think we also, our guest is very busy. And so the fact that I think our value equation, more than just price, is saying, hey, we can put a healthful meal in front of you and eliminate one more thing off of your to-do list, which is cooking for yourself. So I say all that to say, there's definitely a value component to our brand. It just doesn't show up the same way that it does as it does in the QSR sector.
What was the most surprising thing that you learned about customer behavior while marketing to 7,000 fast food restaurants that you've applied in your current role at Dig and succeeded actually with it?
Well, most broadly speaking, I think one thing I have learned as a marketer is consumers are an interesting species in that they often will tell you one thing and do another. So I've spent many, many hours sitting in focus groups and listening to consumers tell me what they will do. And yet I have found that the real testament to whether or not they like a product is them pulling out their wallet and paying for it, right? So as a part of validating any product, there's many different stages in product validation. There's concept testing, there's focus groups, and there's in-market tests. And I have found that some products maybe do well in those first two validation tools, but then when you actually put it in a restaurant, will people come through that drive-through, pull out their wallet and choose that? That's a whole different ball game. So in general, I think there's a lot of value in guest insight work, in refining a product, but ultimately you've got to get it into a restaurant or in other industries, a store, and actually see them vote with their wallet. One of the kind of kiss of deaths, I would say, in a focus group is when someone says something to the effect of, oh, I could see parents liking this, or I could see other people. When they start talking about a different group liking a product, it's a kiss of death. I need to hear you say how this product is important to you. And so ultimately, just getting it into restaurants and seeing what they do has been a really critical barometer to predicting if a product will perform well.
So if you could only choose one marketing or customer experience tool to use daily for the rest of your career, which one would it be and why?
Well, I'd say if I didn't have any tool, if I just had one restaurant and I didn't have budget for fancy tools, I would read Google reviews, because in a way that is a focus group in and of itself. It is folks who are choosing to give you feedback on the experience that they had at various times of day, various days of the week with various members of your team. And so as an operator that has at scale, I think one of the tools that we recently onboarded that allows me to look at that data in interesting ways is Momos. But even if you don't have budget or resources for that, there's so much to learn from just staying really close to reviews and also social listening. Some of that feedback you'll see come across on social platforms. I think it's really important to keep a close eye on what your actual guests are telling you about their experience in my case, restaurants, but for your community stores more broadly.
Please share one marketing and customer experience motto that guides you through all the ups and downs.
At my very first job, I used to work on the Nabisco business, and I had a manager at the time who said to me, "You know what, Jessica, it's just cookies and crackers. Like, we are not sending people to the moon." And I have taken that motto with me through every brand that I've worked on, which have all been food. So in my career, it's just tacos, it's just burgers, and now it's just broccoli. And that helps to kind of anchor me in that, we want to give these amazing and excellent experiences and deliver fantastic menu innovation, brilliant marketing campaigns. And sometimes I think as humans, we take ourselves a little too seriously, and sometimes I have to bring myself back down to earth and say, you know what, it is just broccoli. It's not that serious. We're going to be okay.
And now it's not actually a question, it's a challenge. So
Okay.
imagine the sheer volume of data causes fatigue and decision paralysis among key decision makers, slowing down growth and innovation. Unrecognized data is creating bottlenecks rather than empowering the team. How do you transform this data into clear, actionable insights, and everyone on your team can understand and act on it, actually use it in their daily jobs?
The place that I saw tackle this the best in my career was at Taco Bell, and this predated me. But at one point, I think they were suffering from this notion of too much data can be in some ways debilitating, right? And so one of the things that they did to address that was they developed what they called an obsession metric, which at the time was full tacos. And what they determined was, hey, if a leading indicator, if an operator is effective, is the weight of a taco, because they sell hundreds of tacos a day. And so what they did was they put scales at the end of the line and they just weighed tacos. And that was anytime someone came to visit a restaurant, they were just checking, are you selling full tacos? And it was kind of like, if you were doing that, then you were probably doing all the other things right as well. And so I think the big lesson from that is to choose your KPIs, choose the one or two things. In my current world, what I do is each quarter I pick 3 KPIs for each person on my team, and we align on that. And then just focus on, are we achieving those 3 things? And my belief is if you've chosen right, then usually the other things are also kind of falling in line. But if you just look at all the data, sometimes it can be hard to really focus on what's most important in moving the needle. Focus, pick an obsession metric, pick 3, and that'll help you to not get so overwhelmed by data for data's sake.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for joining 5 Questions from Peers, brought to you by CMO Peer Talks and Promo Republic, your data-driven local marketing platform. Thank you.